Hey everybody, Jose here, talking to you about last week's game at Nextwich Games Ravenloft Homebrew 5th Edition game. It was an interesting game campaign. I figured the river cruise down the river was going to take a couple of weeks worth of gaming, at least 2 sessions. However, the party had other ideas. Our druid could turn into an eagle and carry one of the small folk on him with them. The warlock, I believe, or Preston's character had wings, could fly and carry one with him. And of course, our cleric has a magic carpet who can take a couple of players with him. Next thing you know, the entire party is flying and missing out on a good 30,000 experience points of adventures that I won't give it to them because they never had them. They overlooked them. They avoided many encounters along the river that I had planned, including one with a couple of large, gigantic-sized crocodiles and a raid on a nighttime camp by a different type of kobolds, not snivs, but a totally different tribe that lived closer to the river. That was going to be an opportunity for Sniv to truly show his worth to the group. It was interesting because in no time during this did any of them realize how many experience points they were giving up. Most of the party made about 9,000 to 9,500, and one made up to 10,000 experience points based on their role-playing and the adventures that they did partake in and were able to go through. It was interesting to me at how few of them had the capability of understanding what truly was going on. Their encounters when they reached the mountains were also an ability for them to pick up another 15 to 20,000 experience points, divided, of course, among all the players. An opportunity to at least get halfway up to the next level so they can be closer to getting to being at 10th or 11th level by the time I think they made it to 10th. Some of them are closer to 11th. Yeah, around there. By the time they make it to the next game, which would be in the plains. I have a couple of ideas of what's going to come up before they get to the town. I will make sure that they camp in the plains. To that effect, I've ordered a couple of interesting little miniatures to add to them for whenever they camp. Be interesting. I just ordered 4 simple tents and a package of fires that they can land, that I can put down as campfires and stuff, so that we can set up potential attacks when they camp at night, depending upon how badly they roll their perception rolls or investigation rolls during the overnight stays. I was thinking of how to amp up. I did amp up Sniv. I felt that in order to contribute better, he had to be a higher level rogue than what he was. So I took him all the way up to 8th level, and I'll be printing those out and taking them with me to the next game, so that perhaps Patrick will want to play Sniv as well as his character. It's one of those things where I think about how to improve the game for everyone. My tiles finally came in for the river, which we were ignoring, so I guess I'm going to have to throw a river in the future in order to use those tiles. I also received a couple of monsters that I've been wanting to have a couple of extra of, so I could have some fun with you guys. I don't think you'll be seeing undead for the length of time up until you go back out to sea again. This is a pretty pristine plain, a lot of grasslands. There's a couple of creatures that are not part of 5th edition that were part of 3.5 that I wanted to bring out, but since I don't have any builds for them, I wasn't going to put them in play as 5th edition herdsmen without any extra ideals. It's one of those things that I really would love for one of the companies doing monster manuals to bring back the Whirlings. Those are the lion-like centaurs, chaotic neutral of the plains of Faerun, that we never get any stories of, but they are a playable race, or they were in 3.5. I have a miniature of a large lion-like individual carrying a large spear, with backpack on his back as a hunter or a herdsman. But until they do, I'm not going to be able to put them into play. This might be the last time you see the logo of the mummy. I'm looking for a different one to put in place as it comes forward. It's going to remain with a Ravenloft type-ish theme. You will be seeing in a lot of things undead within another month or so. I figure about February before we get into really dealing with the undead again, including large swaths of undead in the undersea world that you'll be traversing, and a few other things that I have planned. That's all I have for you today. I hope that you all are having a good time, enjoying your break, and with that, good night.